Good afternoon, YouTube. Sir Owen Disney here for yet another daily vlog. And it's pretty bad weather outside right now. We just had a lot of snow, and it was cold temperatures, and now it's warmed up a little bit, and it's raining. So I get to walk in the rain today. Yeah, that's going to be awesome. Hopefully I won't get sick again, because I really couldn't handle being sick right now, because I really need money. I really need money right now, and I really need hours, so, because I am about broke as I possibly can be at this moment, so hopefully something will change in the near future. Now, let's talk about last night. First of all, we're going to talk about the SAG Awards, and I got HuffingtonPost.com, in this case, in front of me. And HuffingtonPost.com basically tells me all the winners from last night, even though I watched it anyway. Very happy to see Julianne Moore win for Game Change. She won Outstanding Female Actor in a TV, Movie, or Miniseries. Very happy with that. 30 Rock ended up taking both Male and Female Actor in Comedy Series for Tina Fey and Alec Baldwin on their final season, yet they still lost Ensemble in a Comedy to Modern Family. Drama was all over the boards when Claire Danes won for Homeland, Bryan Cranston ran for Breaking Bad, and Ensemble went to Downton Abbey. So, 3 surprising ones right there. The television, let's talk about that. That's over with. So, I didn't really do very good on my predictions, but I don't really watch the shows, so I was just kind of guesstimating anyway, based upon what I saw at the Globes, which pretty much had nothing to do in most cases. Outstanding Female Actor in a Supporting Role, of course, went to Anne Hathaway for Les Miserables. There is no one that can beat Anne Hathaway. She is guaranteed the Oscar. If there was ever going to be a chance for someone like a Helen Hunt or a Sally Field to finally win one, it was going to be tonight. Or possibly the BAFTAs. I think possibly the BAFTAs, but I think Anne Hathaway has this completely sewn up. And very deserving, because Les Mis and her performance in Les Mis is awesome. So congratulations already going out to Anne Hathaway for all of her wins and her continued victories in the season. Surprisingly enough, Jones took home supporting actor for Lincoln. So we had a race. Jones has won, Waltz has won, and Hoffman has won. All of these people could possibly win. Now is De Niro out? Maybe. It really just depends. De Niro and Arkin are pretty much on the outside looking in right now when it comes to televised award shows. And I think it may happen down the road. It possibly could happen. But we got ourselves a race now, and it could be interesting to see who all takes it at the BAFTAs coming up on February 10th. We got the Writers Guild coming up, we got the DGA coming up, so there's a lot of guilds still to come, and a lot of televised award shows still to come as well. Jennifer Lawrence wins for Silver Linings Playbook for Best Female Actor in a Leading Role. So, great win for her. And the fact that she actually showed up to the award show after just having a bout of pneumonia yesterday, or I guess in this case it would be Saturday, is unbelievable in its own right. Big win for Lawrence in her battle with Jessica Chastain over who's going to win Best Actress at the Oscars. Not sure at this point. Don't really have a front runner. It's kind of tied up right now. But if you want to talk about someone that really can't lose, Daniel Day-Lewis. He's literally like the other Lewis, Parker Lewis. He can't lose. Yeah, I made that reference. Surprised I haven't yet, but it's there. Jackman won at the Globes, but they're not in the same category. So it counts, but it doesn't count as a win against Daniel Day-Lewis, which no one's been able to do. The BAFTAs really liked Lincoln a lot. So I don't think Daniel Day is going to lose at the BAFTAs. But then again, Hugh Jackman possibly could take it, and that's his opportunity to get back in the race. If Jackman can't win the BAFTA, it's over. Daniel Day-Lewis is getting the Oscar, and his second one to boot. Outstanding Ensemble in a Motion Picture went to Argo. The train continues. And I told you guys it was going to happen. I mean, we have gone through so many award shows, the Critics' Choice, the Golden Globes. Oh my god, the Producers Guild went to Argo. And now the SAGs. And we've got the Writers Guild coming up. And I think Chris Terrio is going to take it for Argo. And I do not think Ben Affleck's losing the DGA. So, who knows what's going to happen for those guilds, and who knows what's going to happen at the BAFTAs. Argo is the front runner right now, and it's very possible that it's going to win Best Picture, just like I predicted. But we'll see what happens. So that was the Screen Actors Guild Awards. Another thing that was done yesterday during the live WDW Today live podcast, thanks to my pal John, who I met at Reunion, and hopefully we'll see at Reunion again this year. Jay Menjes, Menjes, on Twitter. I believe that's his name, off the top of my head. I don't recall completely, but it's something like that. Sinuses today. Must be the change in weather. Reunion news. Reunion 2013 news is upcoming for this week. So it wasn't today, and it won't be Wednesday because that's going to be a listener question show. Might be Friday, but I'm putting bets on the live show on Saturday night because the Sunday night will be all about, I'm going to quote the angry video game nerd James Ralph right here, football, 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 football everywhere. Yeah, I don't give a rat's crack about football. I legitimately hate football. And unfortunately, I can't attend a show, even though they're friends of mine, I can't attend a show where they're going to talk about something I don't care about. It's kind of like if the jock in high school ended up going to the choir concert. He really didn't want to be there, but he had to for whatever reason. Mainly his girlfriend, most likely. I'm making an American Pie reference right there. Very strange. But I didn't do that on purpose. So, that's pretty much what's going on with that. So, Reunion news is upcoming. Last night, also, and that's what the point of this video is, was the 2013 Royal Rumble. Now, I have notes here in front of me. And I want to look at these right now. These notes. I have Post-it notes. Yay, Post-it notes. Post-it notes are amazing. Started the show off with Alberto Del Rio defending the World Heavyweight Championship against The Big Show. And I just dropped my Post-it notes. That's the reason why you got a weird view there. And it was a last man standing match. Now, before the match started, Bret the Hitman Hart showed up and basically congratulated Alberto Del Rio, said, "You remind me of a young Bret Hart." ADR basically says, "You remind me of a Mexican Alberto Del Rio." And Ricardo proceeded to mark out and basically say, "Oh my god, Bret Hart, you're awesome, you're amazing, and you're so cool, and I'm such a big fan." So Bret bestowed his trademark pink sunglasses on Ricardo Rodriguez, and that was before the match started. As Alberto came out, fully continuing his tremendous babyface run that I am digging the daylights out of, he actually gave his scarf to a ringside fan. Before this match starts, I want to say, Big Show, get some new gear. This camo crap, it's ridiculous. Get some new gear. Now, if you could find, I don't know what your weight is right now off the top of my head because Justin Roberts doesn't like to announce it very often. Over 500 pounds, doesn't tell me anything. So, back in the days of Jericho, which is interesting, I'm making that reference right now, especially if you know anything of what happened at the Rumble later on. I liked the blue and black singlet. Go back to it. This camo garbage, get rid of it. There's no point to it. So, anyway, we get up for our first near fall with a choke slam on ADR, and of course he gets up by 9. Del Rio kicks the Big Show in the groin, and then hits a side kick right to the side of the head, and Big Show once again up at 9. That's the second near fall of the match. Then they basically get back to the set, and they fight to the top of the set. Well, Big Show literally uses his strength to pull ADR on the top of the set, grabs him by the throat, and launches him off through a table up at 9. So, Show gets ready, goes for the harpoon, trademark JJ Sexay, and out of the way is ADR, and he crushes the barricade. Say it with me. Up at 9. So basically we have 5 insane chair shots to the upper back, hits the arm with the chair, fire extinguisher to the face. All this can't put down the Big Show. Big Show finally back in the ring. He puts on the cross arm breaker, and while the cross arm breaker is on, Ricardo Rodriguez takes duct tape and duct tapes the Big Show's feet to the bottom rope, thus making him unable to answer the 10 count, and Alberto Del Rio retains the World Heavyweight Championship. Interesting way to have the match end, honestly. You couldn't really do the stuff piled on top of the Big Show again, so you had to do something different. And to me it worked, honestly. It was a little bit out there for a finish, but how else you keep a 500-pound man down? You make sure he can't get up. And that was the point of this match. As I look through my wonderful notepads here, next thing we had a promo with Dolph Ziggler with the human statue, Big E Langston, and the beautiful AJ Lee. Dolph officially, on the broadcast, proclaims he was going to choose number 1 because he is number 1. Basically, Big E Langston just stood there, wasting time, space, and effort, until basically they pushed Matt Striker out of the way. AJ pretty much frightened him away by saying she's going to sick Big E Langston on him, without saying it, obviously. She was insinuating. But after that, and oh, by the way, before we start talking about that, Cody Rhodes, thanks for growing out your mustachio, because you made Matt Striker shave his off. And if we go back to Raw last year, and Will's going to get really agitated at me bringing this up, Matt Striker's mustache, gold. Gold, Jerry, gold. Cody had to take it. Sad. So, basically, Striker gets knocked out of the room for whatever reason. Big E Langston puts on his reporter voice, which sounds a whole lot like a Chappelle Show sketch that they did not want to air, saying he's reporting on the scene, and after Dolph wins the World Heavyweight title, he's going to cash in Money in the Bank. There we go. After Dolph wins the Royal Rumble. And when Dolph wins the Royal Rumble and he goes to WrestleMania, he's going to win the WWE title. And after he wins the WWE title, he's going to cash in Money in the Bank. And he's going to win the World Heavyweight title. And he's going to unify both belts. I should have known right there something was amiss. And the fact that they mention unifying belts, given the fact who Dolph Ziggler retired and sent out of the company, I should have known something was up there. But I digress. We go to not our third match of the evening. It was technically the first match of the evening, which was on the pre-show, a United States title match, Antonio Cesaro defending against The Miz. Now, at one point in the match, The Miz went up to the top rope for his double axe handle to crown Antonio Cesaro. Cesaro moved out of the way, and Miz landed really hard on his leg. Basically, he injured his ankle, from what we found out later on. At one point, they were battling at ringside. Miz had the upper hand. Cesaro used leverage and pulled him into the ring apron, the side of the ring apron. Match went back and forth a little bit longer. Once again, Cesaro hits the neutralizer, and this feud will continue. And I have no problem with that, because I like these two together. I think they have interesting chemistry, and I think they'll work well together. So, we got that. And we're going to my next notepad, which is Hell No against the Rhodes Scholars for the WWE Tag Team Championships. Now, from this point on, I've mentioned in the Raw recaps of the past that Cody Rhodes is now to be known as Mustachio. Well, I have a name for the Rhodes Scholars now, and my tag team name is a little lame, but, you know, it fits. Mustachio and the Beard are their new tag team. So it's Hell No against Mustachio and the Beard. And Antonio, wow, long day. Damian Sandow comes out to a version of the Hallelujah Chorus, which every time I hear that song, you know what it reminds me of? Candlelight Processional, and I will return to Candlelight Processional this December. Cheap plug. Now, on commentary, they kept talking about Cody's mustache the whole match, basically saying, you look like Freddie Mercury from Queen, And, you know, honestly, when I look at him, I see Kevin Heffernan, which is Farva from Super Troopers. That's what I saw. Early on in the match, Cody goes for the leapfrog. Leapfrogs over Bryan. Bryan reverses, grabs the ankle, locks in the surfboard. And, of course, the King makes a Beach Boys reference talking about Brian Wilson. Basically, there was a lot of weird commentary in the match. JBL was basically told... The King made a comment about JBL basically saying him being on SmackDown with Michael Cole. And that doesn't happen anymore. It's now JBL and Josh Matthews. Sorry, King. There's a mistake there. No big deal. Damien Sandow's come a long way. He's come a long way in the WWE since he was Aaron the Idol Stevens. And apparently I just got a message from Chick-fil-A. So, anyway, but Aaron the Idol Stevens, when he was a member of the Teacher's Pet tag team on SmackDown, he went from a Teacher's Pet to a Rhodes Scholar. Coincidence? I think not. Now Kane hits his finishers, which basically his 5 moves of doom in this case. Clothesline in the corner, whip pin, clothesline to the corner, hit the side slam, go to the top rope, flying clothesline. This time he gets cut off, and he misses. We go to the finish. Cody gets hit with a choke slam. Bryan hooks on the no lock, which of course Cole calls the yes lock accidentally. Sandow taps, and surprisingly, Hell No retains the titles. So, they're going to have the belts for a little bit longer. We need to build up some more heel tag teams in WWE, because you can't keep having these 4 face each other, because when it comes down to it, by and large, they're all singles wrestlers, and they fit better as singles wrestlers. So, unless you're going to give the tag belts to the Rhodes Scholars at Elimination Chamber, I don't know what to do right now. Honestly, you're not going to push the Primetime Players, as much as I love them. They're not built up enough. You're not pushing the Usos, and it looks like you're not going to put any teams together. So, what do you do now? Need some new challengers. That's the way to solve it. Okay, pretty much after this match, Hell No has a promo, which Vicky is giving them their numbers for entrance in the Royal Rumble. Kane doesn't show his number after Bryan basically shows Kane his. And we have a very juvenile statement, the I'll show you yours if you show me, I'll show you mine if you show me yours. Very stupid, very asinine. And basically Kane says, don't ever show your number because that's pretty much giving away strategy. And you don't want to see my number anyway because you'd feel very inadequate. And then of course, a put over for Raw Roulette, which is tonight in Las Vegas. So, apparently, I'm reading this here. According to the Chick-fil-A, I can get a free medium chicken tortilla soup from 4 to 8 p.m. That'd be awesome if I liked anything in that group other than just the chicken, because I don't eat tortillas or soup. So, bad move, Chick-fil-A. Give me better stuff. Then we got to the Royal Rumble. And this is going to be a long video, I can tell right now, because we're going to go through all the 30 participants. Dolph Ziggler to start the Royal Rumble. And Dolph started the Royal Rumble like he wanted to at number 1. Number 2, the return of Y2J. Chris Jericho was number 2. And they continued their battling. Like I said, more foreshadowing from earlier on in the night. Jericho and Ziggler battle back, battle back, battle back. And of course, we ended up having the number 3 competitor. We ended up being Cody Rhodes, which I had originally being number 2. I had Sandow and Rhodes being 1 and 2. But in my 4-down picks, which I really, really sucked at this time, so that was horrible. Kofi Kingston came out at 4, and of course he had one of his trademark false eliminations where he got eliminated. Ziggler hit the super kick and it knocked Kofi off the apron. He landed on Tensai, and basically Tensai dropped him on the announce table. So he's on the announce table. So Kofi can't go anywhere. Tensai's eliminated, so he can't go anywhere. Now basically what happens is he grabs JBL's chair and uses the chair as a pogo stick to get back in the ring. Another awesome near elimination for Kofi Kingston. Number 5 was Santino Marella, which I'm surprised because I thought he was injured. Number 6, Drew McIntyre from the three-man band sporting the John Morrison tights. Number 7 was the real deal, Bill McNeil. Oh, not the real deal, Bill McNeil. Rest in peace, Phil Hartman. Titus O'Neil of the Primetime Players. Number 8, the return of Goldust. Yes, Goldust comes back. So, that Goldust Cody Rhodes brother versus brother match that he was campaigning for a year ago might actually happen this year. And I think it's a great idea if they do that. What do you do with tag belts then? So many things to talk about. Number 9 was David Otunga. Or as JBL called him, Jennifer Hudson's husband. Which is really funny. You can see David Otunga in the Halle Berry WWE Films flick The Call, which is coming out in the near future. Number 10 was Heath Slater, also of the three-man band, not sporting the John Morrison tights, just a little bit different though. Number 11 ended up being Sheamus. Number 12 was Tensai. Number 13 was Brodus Clay. 14, the return of Rey Mysterio. So that was interesting to see him back in the ring. Did not look in the greatest of shapes. And that... Excuse me, I'll just keep dropping things left and right. Not looking in the greatest of shapes, but... He's been through a lot, so it's nice to see him back in the ring. No Days Off, D. Young. Darren Young, number 15 for the Primetime Players. Number 16 was Bo Dallas, who ended up pinning Leo Kruger to win an NXT tournament at FanFest the day before to get this spot in the Rumble. Now, I said a long time ago, and I'll reiterate in a minute, I'm going to mention the Rumble characters first and who else gets in, and then I'm going to talk about the eliminations. Number 17 was the return of the Godfather, who had his Ho Train with him. I don't know what they're going to call them. The ladies, his ladies, whatever you want to call them, because this is PG area, so don't know. Godfather basically got up on the ring apron and got drop kicked off by Dolph Ziggler, and he was gone. Number 18, one of my personal picks, the Intercontinental Champion, Wade Barrett. Number 19, here comes Super Cena, yay! Number 20, Damian Sandow. 21 was Daniel Bryan. 22 was the Intercontinental Champion Antonio Cesaro. 23 was the Great Khali. 24 was Kane. 25 was Zack Ryder. 26 was the Viper himself, Randy Orton. 27 was the final member of 3MB, Jinder Mahal. 28 was The Miz. 29 was Sin Cara. And 30 was Ryback. Now, we'll talk about this real quick. So... in the match, I want to mention a couple things real quick. Bo Dallas, we'll start with him. I said the person that eliminates Bo Dallas would be his first feud, and I know that's exactly where they're going, but it's a little early to give him a title shot already. Bo Dallas and Wade Barrett are going to end up feuding, so maybe Bo Dallas is taking the Richie Steamboat role that I thought he was going to get. Sad. Ziggler and Jericho are going to continue their war, it looks like. That's fine. We have a collision course between the brothers Rhodes, the Runnels brothers, Dustin and Cody. So will Cody Rhodes and Goldust face each other at Mania? We'll find out soon enough. Let's see what else we got here. Looking at. It took 6 guys to eliminate Brodus Clay. Big surprise there. So there's the big win of the night. John, I'll talk about Cena later. Give me a minute. So Daniel Bryan eliminates Kane. And then Kane's at ringside. Antonio Cesaro knocks Bryan over the top and into Kane's arms. Danielson and Kane fighting back and forth. Yes, no, yes, no. Should he drop him or should he put him back on the ring apron? Kane drops him. So they eliminate each other. So there's tension between Hell No. Which would be bad because they just got back on the same page. We don't have any babyface teams. So that's not good. And we only have the Rhodes Scholars that are built up. So 2-man tag team division. I'm not talking about TNA, I'm talking about WWE. TNA's actually doing it right now. Zack Ryder eliminated by Randy Orton. Orton basically RKOs everyone in sight. And that's fine. Sin Cara returns. And according to the news sites, Sin Cara was not Mystico in this match. Sin Cara was Hunico. Or Unico, depending on how you want to pronounce it. Pretty much, Sin Cara, the character, is back now. So that's fine. Talk about eliminations here, and I do want to mention this. We go to the final 6, and I'm going to look at this real quick, because I actually have the numbers in front of me right here. The number 6th person in the Royal Rumble was Chris Jericho. And Jericho gets eliminated, so he goes all the way till the end, right to the six-pack final of the match. And he was in the Rumble for 47 minutes and 53 seconds. Insane. Alright, number 5. Number 5, the 5th person to be eliminated from the Royal Rumble. I'm going to get to this real quick. I do not have that information, or do I? Where are you? Goldust, Mysterio. Would be the Viper, Randy Orton. Randy Orton was eliminated by Ryback. Doesn't say how long he was in the Rumble. Not very long, because he only came in at 26. Number 4 was the elimination that made me the most agitated. Dolph Ziggler eliminated by Sheamus. 49 minutes and 46 seconds. Definitely sit the Iron Man for the Rumble, but still not a full hour, so way off Shawn Michaels' record. Did have a Shawn Michaels-like performance, but still off the record. Alright, final 3 in the Royal Rumble. So we get down to Sheamus, Ryback, and John Cena. Not the final 3 I was anticipating. Not the final 3 it should have been, but that's another story altogether. Sheamus ends up getting eliminated by Ryback. He was in the Royal Rumble for 37 minutes and 24 seconds. So, Ryback Cena is your Royal Rumble final. Crowd was split. Crowd really booing the daylights out of Cena. Crowd wanted Ryback to squash him. And at this point, I was becoming a Ryback fan for this match only, because I knew the inevitable was John Cena winning. And of course, that's exactly what happens. John Cena wins and only gets 4 eliminations. So he did not get the Iron Man in the Rumble. Cody Rhodes also got 4 eliminations. And there was the Iron Man between Ryback, and he got it with 5. So congratulations to Ryback for sitting the Royal Rumble elimination, but still not breaking Kane's record. So, performed under what everybody thought he would when it comes to eliminations. Still getting all the way to the end was pretty impressive, though. So, Cena wins. Yay, Cena's going to WrestleMania. Big shock there. And, of course, Cena will end up facing the WWE Champion at WrestleMania. And we all know what they're building up to. So when I saw Cena win, I'm like, oh great, same old stuff. But I'll get to that in a minute. Main event time! But first, we had your obligatory Rock promo. Talking about competing against adversity. And talking about his mom being there after she had her bout with cancer, which she of course survived. He said he will never quit. He said, we're going to end 434 days of misery tonight. And after the 1, 2, 3 means that everyone counts and they become one. So, Rock really trying to get the crowd on their side. Big surprise there. Of course, that happens. Rock hasn't touched the WWE Championship in 3,808 days. Thank you, Michael Cole, for going to the Jim Ross School of Announce Prep. Good job. Basically, at one point in the match, Punk hits a Jericho dropkick, which of course is the springboard in the dropkick, and he tweaks his ankle, which of course was surgically repaired recently, and that's the reason why he took a bunch of time off. He goes for Savage's double axe handle, and pretty much tweaks it again, so The Rock starts working the leg. And that's fine. So, in the middle of the match, Punk goes for the go to sleep, it reverses, Rock in, Scorpion King Deathlock, and Punk gets in. Reverses, hooks it in, Anaconda Vice as his counter, rolled onto his shoulders, only for a near fall. So, very nice. Rock goes for the rock bottom, Punk reverses, Crucifix reverses, Scorpion King Deathlock, and once again Punk's out. They brawl on the floor. Punk sets up, going for the go to sleep on the table. Now you realize right here, you've got over 400 pounds. Now, my math is god-awful. You got over 480 pounds on top of this table. It's going to give. And it did. Right when he reversed, goes down, going for the rock bottom, the table collapses underneath him, and both men go to the floor. So, he improvises, hits rock bottom on the floor, rolls Punk back in the ring, 1, 2, kick out. Punk ends up hitting the high angle kick, and both men are double down and back up at 10. Rock hits the spine buster, sets up for the people's elbow, goes off the ropes, lights go out. So The Rock apparently gets knocked to the floor, and here comes the Shield with a triple powerbomb, and they put The Rock through the table. Now, technically, this is all done in total darkness. So, technically, Vince can't see the Shield interfering, which is a brilliant move, but of course, it has to backfire. So, Punk gets the pinfall, 1, 2, 3, and everything is awesome, and Punk and Paul Heyman celebrate in the middle of the ring like they should, and No Chance in Hell starts, and Vince comes out and basically says he's going to strip CM Punk of the belt because the Shield interfered. Rock stops him, says, "You don't take it from him. I am," which is a weird way to say it, but it's true. He basically said, "I'm going to take the belt from him, you're not, so restart the match now." And that's exactly what happens. They restart the match. Punk back in the ring, goes after The Rock. He hits the knee strike in the corner, and then he hits a short arm clothesline, takes him down. Punk goes up top, hits the Savage Elbow for a nice near fall. Punk's going to put Rock to sleep. Goes up for the GTS. Rock reversed. Spinebuster again. This time he hits the People's Elbow. 1, 2, 3, and The Rock wins the WWE Championship. Yay. Rock and Cena Mania with the title on the line. Awesome. So, about this building new stars thing. How's that working out for you, WWE? Now, honestly, when it comes down to it, it's about business, and I understand that. And the business is The Rock and Cena at WrestleMania, because that's what's going to bring in the buy rates, that's what's going to bring in the money. I understand that. That makes total sense to me. As a wrestling fan, it's the same old stuff. It really is. They could have given the Rumble to someone else. They could have found a way to get that off the person who won. And they could have made the Rumble win up at Elimination Chamber. That's how we could have got to Cena Rock if they really want to do it. And apparently they really want to do it. But Little Birdie is talking, saying that there could be a Punk Rock rematch. So Punk versus The Rock 2 may happen very soon. And Punk looks like he's on a collision course with The Undertaker, if you believe anything on the internet. And of course, if it's on the internet, it's got to be true. So, Royal Rumble was kind of iffy, kind of in between. Really great for business, honestly. And great for wrestling fans who want to see The Rock win the WWE Championship, and they were tired of CM Punk's tyrannical reign as champion. But when it comes down to it, you're setting up for Cena and Rock. It was going to happen regardless if it was this month or if it's the Elimination Chamber next month. So I can't really say anything about it. I was agitated when I first thought about it, but then I was like, you know, I wanted to see Dolph Ziggler win, but Ziggler's time is coming. Wade Barrett's time is coming. Antonio Cesaro's time is coming. All these people are future stars. And they're already almost there, and eventually they're going to get propelled to the main events. And that's where they all belong. And someday they will be there. But right now it's time for Rock and Cena, and I understand The Rock hopefully will get rid of that god-awful, gaudy WWE Championship. Get rid of that belt completely. Anything's better than that. Well, not anything. I mean, it could be worse than... I mean, it's not worse than the butterfly belt. That's another story altogether. So, basically, I understand why it was done. Doesn't mean I have to be happy about it. I have to eat a lot of crow at work because I basically put Punk and Ziggler both over. And I said that on my predictions video, which doesn't look like that many of you watched, so it's not that big of a deal. But that's pretty much the Royal Rumble. So Argo did win Best Ensemble like I wanted, and Ziggler lost and Punk lost. So I got one of them right. 1 out of 3 is kind of mediocre. Not bad. So 2 out of 3 ain't bad. 1 out of 3 is mediocre. So there's always that. We got Raw tonight. Raw Roulette in Las Vegas. Anything can possibly happen. Punk, of course, will address the crowd. And hopefully we're going to set up his match with The Undertaker. Continuing the Dolph Ziggler feud with Chris Jericho. The Godfather will probably be in the house because he is a Nevada native. So it wouldn't be hard to bring him in because he's already there. And who knows, more surprises. Maybe we'll see the return of Shelton Benjamin. If that wasn't all work to work the internet. Him and Carlito were supposed to be at the Rumble. Never happened. A lot of people were supposed to be in the Rumble. Never happened. So the only person backstage that was actually mentioned was Mark Henry. So there you go. But surprises supposed to be coming out tonight. Could be anything could possibly happen. I would say we would see a United States title match tonight, maybe, or they might hold that to SmackDown. An Intercontinental title match tonight, maybe. That could possibly happen. We might see Hell No defend the titles. That could happen tonight. Anything's possible. It's Raw Roulette, so that wheel, spin the wheel, we'll find out what makes this deal. So, I hope you guys enjoyed my Royal Rumble recap. And I didn't necessarily enjoy the show, per se. I didn't like the wins, but I understand why they happened. Personally, I didn't like who won, but I know where they're going, and this is the right direction for where they're going. So Punk had to lose, and Cena had to win the Rumble, so it makes sense. It makes total sense. Doesn't mean I have to like it, but it means I respect the decision of the WWE. And I'm not going to be really agitated about it because it's all done for business. And it's what's good for business is what's going to propel the buy rates. And buy rates equal money, and money equals happy events, and happy events equals happy WWE Universe. So that's pretty much my video for the day. I have to have some lunch at 2:20 in the afternoon, and then I'm going to head to work in about an hour and a half-ish. And I'm going to walk for the first time in about 3 to 4 months. That's probably way off, but at least 2 months. Because my mom's been home pretty much the whole time. I haven't had to walk. I've had rides, but I don't have a ride this time, and it's raining, so I had to go walk in the rain a little bit. And I'm going to go do that. And thanks for watching. Subscribe, guys, honestly, if you can. If you enjoy yourself, leave a comment. Let me know how you feel. And keep watching the videos, because I'll keep making them. Tomorrow night, I'm not sure what the video is going to be about. We're back at B-Dubs tomorrow night after 5 o'clock when I get off work. And more daily vlogs still to come. We have Plus and Minus later this week, Saturday, which will be Disney's Hollywood Studios. And I got TNA Impact coming up on Friday. So there's all that. Raw is going to end up being Tuesday's video. Yeah, long day. So Raw is going to be my recap for tomorrow's video. And Wednesday, we'll find out what happens. Back to B-Dubs, 6 o'clock. And Thursday, 6 o'clock as well. So we'll see what happens. And I'm going to get off here. And thanks for watching. And until tomorrow, that's all I got to say about that.